My fish fam, it's Nikachu Merfolk Master, and we're back to playing Modern Merfolk with none other than Namor, the Submariner. So we're going to be playing with Namor today, and I'm still going to be playing I'm gonna rebrand the fart sniffer version of Merfolk to free spell version of Merfolk, because we of course are playing with all the free spells between Disrupting Shoal, Flare of Denial, and of course Force of Negation. So all the free spells to take advantage of Namor. Where when we are casting a non-creature spell, we're gonna get a bunch of 1/1 blue Merfolk creature tokens. I have seen that basically this build has been abandoned by the Merfolk community. I don't even see any results in MTG. Like no one's continued the results on MTG Goldfish. I, however, really liked how it played when I last played it like a month ago. I haven't been playing Modern because I was on a trip to Europe. I was in Spain and Poland, but I'm back. So let's play a little bit more to this, because I really like where Disrupting Shoal is in the meta game. There's a lot of 2-drops that I would really like to counter that I can't always counter with, say, Flare of Denial or Force of Negation, but I can with Disrupting Shoal. It's a very versatile removal spell, and I think the way like Modern is at the moment, where there's a huge chunk of cards at a low mana cost, I think Disrupting Shoal is quite nice, in my opinion. And if it's worthless, just pitch it away to Force Negation anyway. My only gripe with this type of deck in the past was that it didn't have any basic islands, and I think I'd like to have a few basic islands, as a few more mana sources that can come into play untapped immediately, but also islands to help me, just give me some like, I don't know, like, just make the game easy versus the Boros Ponza deck. All right, they can hit a few of my lands, no big deal. I'm gonna tempo them out and just beat them down to a pulp. So I removed some Glasspool Mimics, which I found was like the most clunkiest card in the deck. I don't know what else I'm gonna change, but you know, we just gotta tweak it a little bit here and there as time goes on. So I'd love to playtest this in the Modern metagame. I'll see you in round 1. Round 1, we lost the die roll. We have a 1-lander on the draw. We have a lot of interaction, though. We don't have a ton of lands in this deck, but we have a lot of interaction. And we have a Silvergill Adept just in case we do hit. I'm just going to mulligan. I don't feel it in the heart of the cards. Okay, we have a lot of lands in this hand. This hand looks quite fine. We're going to keep it and probably dump. Actually, I think I want all 3 mana sources. I guess we'll just get rid of a 3-drop, like 1 Harbinger of the Seas. Looks fine. As long as we're not up against... I'm hoping we're up against Boros Ponza, not Boros Energy. Alright, well, looks like we're lost already. We dead already, basically, chat. Okay, I will painfully put this in play. Put a Tide Shaper in play, and its purpose is just to block the Ragavan. I just want to block you. I'm not allowed to block you. Okay. Not allowed to block you. I'm not allowed to block you. What are they going to steal from us? They got a Drory Disruption. Not a very useful card for them. Okay, so they took the line that they did because they don't even have mana. But unfortunately for us, we also don't really have mana. Both these lands come into play tapped. And we have a bunch of 3-drops. Alright, I guess this is just what we're going to do. And Ragavan's going to make it very impossible to make use of our Harbinger of the Seas, because they'll just keep getting a bunch of treasures, and they'll spend their... they'll always hold on to a treasure, just in case, for a just in case moment. They found a land, plenty of mana to do whatever they want. They got a Plains, which is also not good for us. We got a Johnny. And I can only assume they have a bunch of interaction. We keep drawing these Namors, but we're not really drawing any way to protect them. Okay, so we'll play... and it's a legendary creature. Yeah, I'm just going to put a Namor in play. Really hope that they don't have removal. I just really don't have any choice. Okay, that's fine. We can concede from here. We're not coming back. Moving on. So, this deck... Actually, I don't know how bad this deck is versus Boros Energy, because we do have a gigantic chunk of interaction for our opponent. I'm going to remove... Okay, things I don't like. I don't like Hexcatcher in this matchup. I like Svelune. I don't like Dismember either, but it's like something that you would bring in just because you have to bring it in. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the pitch spells. Force Negation. Maybe I'm going to shave some pitch spells to make room for the Chalice of the Voids, which is it's just a high variance card. You know, it's sort of like it's going to work or it's not going to work. Is there anything else I want to remove? I don't like Harbinger of the Seas in the matchup, but at the same time, it's like our one way of cheesing some victories. Not to mention, it's one of the main ways of getting Island Walk if we do need Island Walk. Silvergill Adept is also poor. Like, I don't know, like everything is always poor in this matchup. I don't like the Lords. Okay, let's shave some Lords. Bring in some Dismembers. Maybe I don't need all the Dismembers. We'll just leave it like that. Do our best with the free spells. Or maybe actually, I should be taking out the all the 1-drops and just be heavier on 2-drops and the free spells. Maybe like how good is this in the matchup? Probably not very good. I don't think I like that card very much. I don't think I like Mindspring Merfolk here. Hard to use, hard to block with. Like it's like a pseudo Lord, but it doesn't really matter because it just absorbs so much of my it's just too big of a mana sink versus a deck that's trying to kill you super fast. So maybe if I were to go back in time, I would get rid of this thing in my deck. Anyway, that being said, we're going to play it after bolting ourselves. And we have the option to Flare of Denial some random thing. Or not so random thing. I'm okay with that, actually. We're going to let Ragavan resolve, because after we put 2 creatures in play, like Silvergill Adept, it's going to make it harder for Ragavan to even get in play. I'll reveal Svelune, because that's just likely what we're going to... Well, if I can draw a blue source, that's likely what I'm going to play. But we have a Flare of Denial up just in case. Okay, nothing... Vexing Bauble. That's awkward. But it resolves. Okay, that's also awkward, but it resolves. Got a Harbinger of the Seas. Anyway, we're going to play our Chalice of the Void on 1. And pass again. Opponent snuck in 2 1-drops. Little sneaky. Unfortunately. Okay, that resolves. Some energy is going to happen. Some life gain is going to happen. They're going to get a 1-drop, which is useless, which is good. Good for us. Now, we do have to do something. Like, we got to get the game going here. I desperately need another blue source. Keep showing that Svelune. Okay, we got the blue source. Not that it's useful to us right now. I will play it, and we shall pass. Now, remember, I can't play these things for free, but, I mean, now we can play those things for free. But we can hard cast them, is what I wanted to say. I'm going to play another Vexing Bauble into my Chalice of the Void, trying to get to Threshold or something. I wonder if, was that a mistake, or is that was done on purpose? Or is there a Delve card that I don't know about that's in these decks now? Chalice of the Void doing some work. Working hard, working overtime. Goblin Bombardment. That is definitely not going to resolve. Our opponent has now the Mountain and the Plains, which makes Harbinger of the Seas extra bad. if... Yeah, I think I'm gonna dump the Harbinger of the Seas. They've got their mana now, it's okay. Sure. No blocks. Ooh, it's Namor! Well, we might as well play the signature card of the deck now, won't we? Can I just attack into these two? I think I can. I mean, if they want to block with either of these, that's fine with me. Oh, but actually, do you know what? Their blocks may not be so bad because they would shrink Namor. If that was a thing that was important. Okay, we win. Probably off the back of our Chalice of the Void. Which is good. Okay, now given what I just said a little while ago, is Mindspring Merfolk worth it? Because maybe one extra Dismember is worth more than a Mindspring Merfolk. I think my opponent in chat is very unhappy with how that game played out. Okay, what do I want though? Having Flare felt good. I might... Flare on the draw is probably not that good, but maybe Force of Negation on the draw is good. But I can't deal with any 1-drops. You know what? Okay, we're on the draw. Let's have a draw plan. We're gonna kill anything that comes into play on turn 1. We might even try to counter anything that comes into play. Maybe not on turn 2, because we don't have anything to play on turn 1. I have 24 creatures, including the Hydroelectric Specimen. Good enough! Good enough for me. I hope throwing away all my 1-drops isn't going to be too crazy. Yeah, Mindspring Merfolk can't block an Oscillate Pride or a Guide of Souls anyhow. It's also possible our opponent's not going to start shaving some of the 1-drops. I don't know for sure, but it's possible that they might start shaving some 1-drops because to be less liable to a Chalice of the Void. This hand's fine, actually. Or good enough. I'll keep it. It's actually sort of poor if our opponent starts off like it's too heavy on Harbinger of the Seas. So if our opponent starts off with, say, some fetch lands, I could be in a lot of trouble really fast. Cannot counter this Guide of Souls. It's going to resolve. Pleasant. We got an island. Let's put this play and not deal damage to me, though. And very sadly, we have to reveal. We're going to have to reveal our Harbinger of the Seas. Another Hydroelectric Specimen. Okay, island. Yeah. It's just how it is. Show a Harbinger of the Seas. Can I draw I draw a 1-drop? That would have been sort of nice to get that earlier. So I can't counter any 2-drops. Hopefully they're going to play a 3-drop on me, though. That would be the best. That'd be ideal. Goblin Bombardment. Cannot counter that. But maybe I don't want to. That wasn't a creature. Droid Disruption. Droid Disruption. Okay, that's a 2-drop. Help protect us a little bit. Okay, I think we are going to go for this Harbinger of the Seas. That actually also means that after we have Harbinger of the Seas in play, Hydroelectric Specimen and Droid Disruption is going to come into play untapped. Okay, they're going to get the planes. And now we shall pass. Are we passing? Are we attacking? What is the difference? Who's the aggro here? I attack, you block. It's no big deal to me. Yeah, I'll attack. And I mean, they could block and then sack everything to this Harbinger of the Seas, which would be fine because we have another one. We have all the Harbinger of the Seas. Okay, here's a Johnny. That would be... yeah, that would just be devastating. We have to counter this. They would gain a bunch of energy. They'd have a bunch of creatures on the board. Goblin Bombardment would trigger. All the bad things would happen. Oh, I have a Tide Shaper here. I have 2 Tide Shapers now. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, the Tide Shaper can eat up the planes. Maybe not exactly locking out the game, though. How can this end? Or how could this play out? Or do I go for another... I think I'm going to play Double Tide... I think I want to play Double Tide Shaper. Then they basically have to sack both their Guide of Souls to our Harbinger of the Seas. No, hold on. Okay, let's attack first. I shall attack you. Yeah, if I go Double Tide Shaper on the plains, it forces our opponent to sack both Guide of Souls on the Harbinger of the Seas. And then we lock our opponent. Then they get 1 turn to, like, have a turn to do something. Okay, hold on. Let's cast with Kicker. The Tide Shaper. Go after the plains. And we'll do the same with the second Tide Shaper. Just to use up our mana. Because otherwise our opponent's locked out of the game. So they have to go all out versus our Harbinger of the Seas here. Maybe not now, but next turn. Yep. But then we have the replacement Harbinger of the Seas after that. I just have to hope they're not going to play like... A Johnny would probably be the most awkward because that would be a pretty big turn. Another Ajani. Because this can shoot... what will happen here? So they sack... They can't kill both Tide Shapers. They can sack a Cat Warrior to kill Silvergill Adept. Then they can... What's the backside do? 0. When you do... it deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to any target. Oh, good. Okay, so they can sack... I guess they could sack, hit a Tide Shaper. Well, they're going to Prismatic Ending one of them. This is all awkward. I'm still glad I did it the way I did it. Because... Okay, so there's going to be a cat. It's going to kill this thing. So I guess the best thing we could draw now is a Lord. Do not draw a Lord. We really needed to draw a Lord. Because if we drew a... well, I know I have them in the sideboard. Well, this is just now this is just bad. Situation is just bad. If I play Harbinger of the Seas, we just lose to this Ajani making a cat every single turn and then shooting down the Harbinger of the Seas in combination with Goblin Bombardment. If I activate Mutavault attack, they can just block the Mutavault sack it on Silvergill Adept, and we're not really getting anywhere. Or are we? Block sack. Alternatively, I could play Silvergill Adept, hope I draw an interesting 2-drop. Like for blue. What else can I hope for here? I could just attack with Silvergill Adept, play Harbinger of the Seas following that. And then they make a creature. Then they have to set. They make a creature deal 1 damage to my Harbinger of the Seas, but then they can sacrifice it. But then Mutavault can get in for a clear 2 damage. It's very tough to calculate here. So, I mean, like, comes out, like, the situation's bad. Do I want to draw a card off of Silvergill Adept? There's just, like, nothing I can think of that I really want. Except for maybe just an Island Walk Lord. I just don't have the mana to do anything. Like, 4 mana is just not enough to do anything right now. Yeah, 4 mana is just not enough to do anything. Attacking for 2 just doesn't do anything. I could play Silvergill Adept, leave this open, and hope to draw something else. Then attack with both, chump block, kill. I still have a Silvergill. I still have Mutavault and Silvergill Adept on the battlefield. It's turn 5, so our opponent has a live card in hand because they only have three lands in play. I think they have a live card in hand, unless they're sandbagging a land at this point. Okay. I'm going to attack with Silvergill Adept and play Harbinger of the Seas and make it our opponent, trying to make it my opponent's focus to kill this Harbinger of the Seas every single turn. And I honestly don't know what the best line to do here is. It's just a tough spot. Okay, that's fine. So that's gonna trade. Now we play Harbinger of the Seas. Surprised they actually let that through. Didn't let it go through and just put the Ajani to 1. So now Ajani ticks up, or sorry, not ticks up, goes to 0, puts a 2/1 in play, shoots Harbinger for 1. You've got to be kidding me! Like, this is like this is basically the hardest rollout possible. Anything with like Goblin Bombardment into Ajani is like the most punishing thing for a Merfolk player. Okay, I'm just gonna say good games. It's a tough matchup, but you know, yeah, where's my break? I want to break once in a while. Okay, nothing unexpected. We lost a Boros Energy. I'll see you guys in round 2. Here for round 2, we lost the die roll. We have a hand, so I'm going to keep it. We have 1 drops. We got 2 drops. We even have a 3 drop. We have free interaction. You might say we have a little bit of everything. Played our Mindspring Merfolk. More or less can curve right out. Commercial district surveils another commercial district into the graveyard. Opponent plays basic forest. Incubate. I have no idea what the hell's going on here. Is this the is this the Cosmogoyf deck or something? Okay. Because this can only go get a creature. Bloodbraid Marauder. Human Berserker. Can't block. The spell has Cascade as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, which there are 2. Okay. Okay. I feel like I should feel like I am in danger, but I'm not. Okay, I'm going to attack for 1. Keep my guard up with this Hex Catcher. Also sort of looks like they've got some sort of removal or something. Generous Ent. We have 3 card types. Street Wraith. I'm just wondering, is this like a weird Living End deck? Okay, you got Bloodbraid Marauder. Okay, yes. Oh, I see. So you have like 1 mana up, which is funny. So this 1 mana actually makes the Living Ends cheaper. Uh-huh. What's the... I'm just wondering, is it worth it to put my Hex Catcher out there and throw everything away? And the funny thing is, they get the Cascade before the Bloodbraid Marauder comes onto the battlefield, which is ugly. Okay, we're going to force, and I guess I'm going to pitch Lord of Atlantis. Don't know if that's the right move. I got a lot of neat options here. This one can't block, unfortunately. Looking, another incubation, sure. What was taken? They got an Oliphant. So now the question is Harbinger of the Seas or Namor. They have an Oliphant, which can get another green source. And my hope is that... Oh, no, yeah, that can only get... Oh, no, sorry, this can get red. This is mountain cycling. So you can get the mountain for whatever you want here. That doesn't matter. So maybe I just play Namor? Or does it matter? So you go mountain cycle... I can sack the board if you try to Living End. Then we have nothing. We each have nothing. I also have a Namor in the end, which can fly over not exactly everything. They've got a Colossal Sky Turtle in hand. Return target creature to its owner's hand. So they can bounce anything of mine. Especially after I give them blue mana. Okay, this creature can't block. Let's just attack. Okay, we'll play our Namor. Fortunately, no spells. But, you know, it's a decent 4 or 5 clock. So the point is, if our opponent goes for another Living End, I can basically sack the board, and if it resolves, we have a decent board! we might not be lost. That feels like there's going to be a Living End resolving here. So I'm just going to let this through so that this thing doesn't come back from the graveyard. I guess I should say there's a theoretical Living End coming. Okay, here's the second Living End. I can go sack Namor, sack Hex Catcher. I mean, I can sack everything, and then if there's a new Living End, that hopefully that's not too punishing, because I've got my own stuff in the graveyard that can come back. Or I can sacrifice... What do I want to do here? Do you want it, much more interesting? Maybe I should have played Harbinger of the Seas, because then when I sack, like if I sack everything and another Living End resolves, then this thing's I'm ready to swing in with Island Walk. So anyway, this thing can't resolve. We can't let it resolve. I'm gonna get fun. It's funny that this Blood-Braid Marauder is actually interacting pretty well with me right now. It's taxing my Hexcatcher by 1 more point than I really want it to. So what else is in this deck? A Rex. Endurance. Wow, let it resolve. Interesting. Mountain Cycling, fine. Hydroelectric Specimen, which is... yeah, that's okay-ish. Okay, let's attack for 1. Play our Harbinger of the Seas. I'll play the... I'll just play the Specimen. And pass. So now if there's another Living End... okay, we're going to get hit for 6. That's fine. Opponent might be on a Sky Turtle plan. Attack for 4. Or do they have Violent Outburst now? Maybe that's the deal. Okay, I'm going to play this Lord and attack for 4. Sorry, attack for 6. Interesting. So if they have Violent Outburst, we lose. So I have to block. They still have the Sky Turtle in hand. Oh, if they have Violent Outburst, I lose anyway, because I can't really interact with it very well at the end of my turn. They pay 2 life. I thought they had Sky Turtle. Did I miss something, or maybe I misunderstood? Or maybe this was revealed to me in the form of what's it called? Cascade card. I probably got confused. Alright, cards we want. Chalice of the Void looks pretty good. Consign to Memory, it looks pretty good. Cards. Can we lose this game? Is that possible? Cards we don't want. Namor seems fine. Harbinger of the Seas is oak. I'm gonna shave some. Like it can win the game. It could also do nothing. And they also play a little bit of blue mana. Anyway. And you get rid of 6 cards. These are too important. I mean, okay, hold on. What does Disrupting Shoal counter? That's a good question. Nothing. Or nothing. I mean, okay, hold on. So what? I can play it as a counter spell? Okay, so it's not, because you don't have to pitch. You can just go blue, blue. Just pay blue, blue, and it counters something. But I don't know if that's that important, given that we've got like a 1 mana count. We have an upgrade to that with Consign to Memory. I just have to kick out 2 more cards. Everything is so good. I guess we just get rid of Harbinger of the Seas. Think this is not a very blue Living End deck, so I might need a little bit of Island Walk, like just a little bit, not a whole lot, but just like a little bit to get through. Maybe I just have too many. Do I just have too many counter spells? Let's get rid of 2 consigns. I'm just overloaded on counter spells. Alternatively, I could get rid of some Namors, but I sort of like the clock. I love the clock, in fact. It's possible, like, Hexcatcher isn't as good as it should be in this matchup. Hand is beautiful. Very good hand. We're going to keep. Street Wraith hits the bin. Incubation, yep. Can't counter that. Opponent found Ingot Chewer, which is perfectly lined up for this. So I have to wait. Yeah, we just have to wait a while. We got to wait a turn. We need like a Silver Gill Adept in play that we can sacrifice to our Flare of Denial so that this Chalice of the Void will stick. Now, alternatively... Okay, they can't have Consigned to Memory. This is very clever. This is it's costs 1 mana, but it's really a mana value of 4 because of incongruity. Exile target creature. Okay, so it can't hit Chalice of the Void. I will go for this right now. I'll show them Namor. Player Chalice on 0. And pass. Generous Entishell Forest cycle for something. Got Stomping Ground. I'm like, aren't you just like playing into a Harbinger of the Seas, or do they just not care? Maybe it just that just doesn't matter to them. Ingot Chewer is revealed, and we will attempt to counter the damn thing. Might get hit by Mystical Dispute. It is what it is, if that's what the case is. Cavern of Souls on Merfolk is quite nice. Okay, Merfolk, and we'll play a Namor. The start of many Namors. I was hoping for a land. We did draw it because a singular Lord. Yeah, I better play this off of Cavern. No, I'm not going to play it off of Cavern. We have better things to cast and get to resolve. Turn target card from your graveyard to your hand. So they are going to bring back... Is that what Sky Turtle does? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, sure. That's fine. It's really not that big of a deal because we have a Hex Catcher. So I'll let it resolve. And then in response, we will play a Hex Catcher. And then pretty sure we have lethal. If they don't do anything catastrophic this turn. So we have a Lord. We do have a Lord in our hand. And we have lethal on the we have lethal on the battlefield. We don't have to do anything. And the reason I play Hexcatcher when as the Ingot Chewer was resolving, or after the Artifact Destruction was resolving, is I didn't want my opponent to play a land drop and then pass the turn, and then if I try to cast Hexcatcher, then they can respond with a... do they have anything in the graveyard that's really all that important? Not really. Okay, Living End. I guess we are going to sack I wish there was something we could sack to, so that we just put all our stuff into the graveyard first. Anyway, that's not the case right now. We'll sacrifice a Namor at the moment. I guess we're just going to sack everything except the Hex Catcher. Or can I let these things resolve? Okay, I've got a Silvergill Adept and a Namor in the graveyard. If they come back and I play Lord. No, I don't have lethal. That's okay. It's not important. Like, we're just gonna... It looks like we're just gonna win, unless they can exile our graveyard. Flare of Denial is even better, I guess. Actually, this is awkward. I actually can't Flare of Denial any... I can't really Flare of Denial anything. I should say, I don't want to Flare of Denial anything. If I sack the Namor, I don't get the Namor, I don't get the blue Merfolk. If I sacrifice the Hex Catcher, then I can't make use of those tokens. That's okay. Oh my god! It's a good thing that we have this Flare of Denial in our hand. So that was the point. Eat up our entire graveyard. Actually, okay, I have a plan. Let's just sack our Hex Catcher. Because now this is lethal. If I put a Lord in play, I believe that's lethal. So now they still have to go, like, if they go for a living end, they still lose. I will take your 3. There's still Violent Outburst, though. Okay, so this is going to resolve. This doesn't really help you. Like, I will gladly let that resolve. Now I just have a bunch of stuff in play. Oh, or are you going to play 2 Bloodbraid Marauders? Is that the plan? No, but then it doesn't work. So a food token is in play, which is not enough. I mean, we just have a ton of Island Walk here. Looks pretty elementary from here, in my opinion. So the only thing I would be worried about is Sky Turtle, right? That's it. Then if I play this Lord, I'm going to attack for just way too much. So Sky Turtle could have bounced the Lord of Atlantis. And then they could do some blocking, but after the Mass of the Pearl Trident, not only does this Namor fly, but also has Island Walk, so this flying Sky Turtle can't do anything about it. Alright, we won. A nice clean... Did we win 2-0? I think we won 2-0. I can't remember how badly we won, but we won. That was round 2, let's move on to round 3. Round 3, we lost the die roll again. Hand is playable, we're going to keep it. It's pretty slow, but we do have all our free interaction in our hand between Flare of Denial and Disrupting Shoal. If we don't draw like a 1-drop, or this is interesting, if they play a 1-drop, I'm going to snap it off. Yeah. Counter that easily. Master Swiftspear with a lot of damage. Unfortunately, in the Prowess matchup, they just got a lot of stuff that you got to counter. Like, you got to counter everything. Sort of have to counter anything and everything that moves. Now that I drew the Mutavault, I don't want to play the Glasspool Mimic. I might want to hang on to that one. You know what? Actually, maybe I'm a bit of a fool. Maybe I should have played the Glass Pool Mimic because this was my second blue source. Yeah, I would have loved to counter that. That thing will kill us just as badly as anything else in this deck. I sort of want to say we're effectively lost from here. Oh, Lord. It is not going to be particularly useful. Expressive iteration. Do you what? I think I'm gonna counter that. I'm gonna counter that because that the second spell that they can find off of expressive iteration is going to trigger Corey Steelcutter, and it's just card advantage in general. And the less cards that they have, the less impactful Corey Steelcutter can be on future turns. So let's counter that. And like we're in no position to win the game right now, so we have to slow our opponent down as much as possible. And their game seems to be completely focused around this Corey Steelcutter at the moment. There is a world, actually. We play this Glass Pool Mimic, and then if our opponent has no removal, we play Lord, attack with Mutavault, followed up with another Lord, attack with a bunch of Mutavaults. So there is a route where maybe we can win. Because this is not the fastest start. They're down to 2 cards. If they've got more lands in hand, they could be in a lot of trouble. Oh, we got a Cavernous Souls, which means we can actually play a Lord right now. Okay, more lands, so maybe they can flood out. Anything is possible. Mishra's Bauble is not a damage spell. Look at the top card of our library. I'm surprised by that. They could look at the top card of their library. They've got a fetch land. They don't know what's on top of their library yet. Or do they? Maybe they'll find out very soon. It would at least, you know, from their position, I would think knowing the top card of their deck is more valuable than ours. So they're going to hoof us for a good chunk of damage, but it's not lethal. Like, they're going to hit us for 5. They have 1 more damage in the graveyard. That's worth like 3 damage at this point. But they're empty-handed. We take 5. That's fine. We're down to 12, but we're going to start attacking for a good chunk of damage. Oh, sorry, they're going to get a random card off of Mishra's Bauble. And we can copy our Lord with Glass Pool Mimic. Okay, let's start dealing damage ourselves. So if they just can draw a bunch, we need them to draw like nothing. They need to draw some air for a little while. Lava Dart in the graveyard is pretty dangerous. But if they can draw a few cards of air, yeah, we can steal this game. Oh, thinking very hard. That is not what I wanted to see. But does take their life total a little bit lower. But not quite low enough to be... not low enough, though. Okay, so they play Lava Dart, hit me for 1. What are they fetching here for? Oh, they want to surveil the top card of their deck. Well, you could have sort of done that with the with the Mishra's Bauble many turns ago. What did they do? Did they... Oh, they kept it on top. Okay, so that means we're dead. That's all I can say about that. They're not making these moves unless... They're not going to keep a card on top unless we're, like, stone dead. This is for 8, 9, 10. Okay, go to 1. That's almost a beautiful card. Except it's not. It's almost a beautiful card. Okay, I can't. Or do I force them to play it out? I can play the Sink into Stupor, pass. I've got 2 blockers. Sorry, I got 3. I have blockers for everything. Unfortunately, I can't cast anything. The stupid guy has trample. Fortunately, I take damage from all my stuff. And Glassbolt Mimic doesn't come to play untapped. Okay. I'll just pass. I don't know what I could hope for that my opponent kept on top of their deck and I'm not dead. But, you know, it's just proper to, you know, make our opponent have it. That's good. That's good. Thank you very much. Okay, so cards we want Chalice. I think we want 3 Dismembers. Not too many, because they will kill you. Hexcatcher is pretty poor in this matchup. Harbinger of the Seas, I think, is terrible. Maybe that's easy sideboarding. Mindspring Merfolk, not in love with it, but we're going to keep it. Oh, no. Maybe Sveluna is good. Maybe Sveluna is better. Well, I might need some 1-drops just so I can pitch it to Disrupting Shoal. Other than that, I don't really like... I'm starting to think I don't like Mindspring Merfolk in this deck, and this deck should have 4 Tide Shapers. Just so that it's like at least a 1-mana 2/2 in some matchups. It's still a 1-mana card. Like, I just don't see myself activating this all that often. The Modern is just way too damn fast. I don't even have Ether Vial. Like, this card, I'd say, is slightly better when you have Ether Vial available, so that you can exhaust for at least 1 or 0, and it doesn't set you back all that much. So I think I'd prefer a few more Tide Shapers over Mindspring Merfolk. Is there anything else I don't like? I mean, in general, I don't like anything with 2 toughness. Sorry, 1 toughness. So maybe, even though this is really clunky, maybe bring in Svelune. I can't bring in too many Svelunes. Maybe got 23 creatures. Take out. Okay. Trying to make the best of what I got. I don't want to bring in too many Dismembers because, like, if you bring in all 4, you're going to die to your own Dismembers. This hand is fine. We're going to keep. Not the most perfect hand in the world, but I will take it. And I might want to be very selective about what I pick off on turn 1. Might even want to let a Swift Spear sneak by. Dragon Rage Channeler. Do I like that card? I don't. I don't like that card because it sifts through the deck for better stuff. So we'll pick it off. Ooh, one of our beautiful islands. Okay, we'll play our beautiful island. Play our Lord. And then if there's like a 2-drop, I will sack it to Flare of Denial. Or I'll counter it with Flare of Denial, sacking the Lord of Atlantis. And it's going to be all up to you, Svelun. It's going to be all up to you. Your greatness. Yeah, we'll counter that. We 2-for-1 or something. So that I'm just have to hope that our opponent can also not 2-for-1 themselves, like with Bolt plus something on our Svelun. No Bolt. Do not have Bolt. You can have 2 Lava Darts. I'll allow that. Sack both your mountains. That sounds great. A 4-for-1. We have Flare of Denial, which will be fantastic if I can untap with this Svelun. I don't know what the odds are of that, though. Yeah, so we just have to hope no Bolt plus extra removal. But so far, I think we've had a pretty good start. Our start is pretty good. We got rid of like some threats. It's very possible. Well, I know they've played the Swift Spear now, but you know, after you've like countered 2 threats, it's possible that they start running out of things to do in there. And now it's time to play Expressive Iteration or something. Anyway, we're up against the Swift Spear. Pyridane. They still have a land drop for the turn. Just gonna see how they're gonna organize their Preordain. 2 top, 0 bottom. Sounds rough for us. Okay. They're like, this is all garbage. I don't need this stuff. Oh no! You have Delirium, you have Creature, Land, Artifact, and Sorcery. You do. Okay, there goes... Ugh, how many Unholy Heat did they play? Okay, well, we're dead. We are gonzos. Is it even worth it to play this card right now? Probably not. I think I'm just going to hold up Flare of Denial to counter something that, like some sort of threat that kills us. Particularly a creature. I will counter that, though. It's simply like a 2-for-1. Disrupting Shoal, I think is in the same degree. I'm just going to hold this up. Not exactly sure what would swing the tides here versus a stupid Swift Spear. Well, unfortunately, I can't even deal with the another Expressive Iteration. I could deal with a 1-drop play. I mean, effectively, I'm just waiting to die. Okay, Dragon Rage Channeler entered the exile zone. I have been expecting you, Dragon Rage Channeler. Yeah, so little do people know you can hard cast Disrupting Shoal. I bet a lot of you thought I was gonna discard or exile my Mindspring Merfolk. No, 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 no. You can actually hardcast Disrupting Shoal. That is a real thing that you can do. I am no stranger to Disrupting Shoal. I played quite a bit in 2000, like, I don't know, 2016, 2017. Experimented a little bit with it. Okay, okay, that's interesting. Okay, so we can snipe this thing off. And hope we don't die to double bolt. I'm sure we're just dead to something, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Our opponent says good game. All right, good game. I'm sure it's just bolt into bolt or something. Slick shot show off. Yep. Into probably mutagenic growth. Future's bobble. It's one card. We're halfway there. Still not dead. Come on, if you got bolt, just bolt me. Mutagenic growth. That will do it. Okay, concede. Well, we lose to Is It Prowess. It would help. Well, I don't. Now this sounds counterintuitive. I lost the die roll. That actually might be a good thing in this matchup to be to lose the die roll so that you are you can afford the 2-for-1s, because I think this is a type of matchup where they actually want, like, us going first doesn't give us all that much initiative, doesn't do anything, but actually reducing the number of cards in their hand is sort of gives us some chance. It doesn't matter if that's not the case in game 2. In game 2 we do want to be on the play just in case we draw like Chalice of the Void, and we will want to play that immediately on turn 2. But I think being on the draw in game 1 versus Is It Prowess is not it's not crazy. That being said, it's a brutal matchup. I'm hoping that though that this deck between Namor, Chalice, and all the other cards actually gives it some life. Anyway, that was round 2. Sorry, round 3. Let's move on to round 4. Round 4, we lost the die roll. So we're 0 for 4 die rolls. The hand is unplayable. We're up against the Cosmogoyf deck, interestingly. So we actually, how does that work in the mirror? Like, who decides to do what first? I guess whoever's turn it is first, they have priority. Oh yeah, you have to choose your mulligans, of course. Okay, we're gonna mulligan. This hand, we can keep it. And I actually would think that this is a good hand, because we can go turn 1 Mindspring Merfolk off of the Hydroelectric Specimen. We have Flare of Denial for the Cosmogoyf. So we are going to keep, and we will dump a... Do we dump a Lord? I think I'm going to dump a Lord. My opponent says, love your content. It's helped myself and others in the community. Watch out for the cheaters. You're welcome. Okay, opponent goes Swamp Go. I actually don't. Okay, so they have Inquisition of Kozilek in the deck. They got a lot of neat cards in the deck. Okay, we'll start with Counter Souls, Merfolk, play Mindspring. And then we have Flare of Denial up. Spoils of the Vault, that's fine. What do they name? They named... Name's Thud. Thud is this card. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sack a creature. Thud deals damage equal to the sack creature's power to any target. That's fine. So if they play Cosmogoyf, we actually just have to Flare of Denial the Cosmogoyf, because the Cosmogoyf will just beat us down. It's just too big. It's a big card. Counter Cosmogoyf. And now next, we will play Hydroelectric. Ooh, do we play? Yeah, we need to play Hydroelectric Specimen. Because we do need to get a creature in play for our next Flare of Denial if necessary. It would be nice to Jwari Disruption something, though. We haven't hit anything with Jwari Disruption yet. Another Cosmoglyph. Well, I got another counterspell. Unfortunately, our opponent has done a lot of the work for us. Now we just have to dodge the... There's one Cosmoglyph left in the deck. So we have to just dodge the last Cosmoglyph. And maybe they are not even going to play it after we play Harbinger of the Seas. Because I don't know how they cast it without green mana. Yeah, the deck just loses to Harbinger of the Seas. How many? Okay, so they have Pact of Negation in the deck. They have Spoils of the Vault. They have Thud. Okay, Chalice of the Void on 2 might just beat them badly. I don't know how well it interacts versus them, though. Consigned to Memory probably is bad. Dismember's not good. Cosmoglyph will just be gigantic. You gonna be good here? Some sort of Merfolk Trickster or something. Oh no, maybe not, because they can still Thud me. All the counter magic is going to be insane. I think Namor is going to be good. Do I do anything? Do I even need to bring in Chalice? Chalice on 4, is that so important? Maybe. Harbinger of the Seas looks very good. Unless they... Well, yeah, do they even have fetch lands? They have all these Copperline Gorges and stuff. Oh, yeah, they cannot play fetch lands and shock lands because they need to preserve their life total badly. I think I should maximize the 1-drops in this matchup to play our Flare of Denial on turn 1. But then what do I get rid of? Maybe Hexcatcher is not so good. No, it counters Thud. It counters things. Maybe I just do nothing. I'm trying to think, like, what? I don't really know this deck very well. I know it's like sort of like a new archetype on the block. I'm gonna quickly look to see, are there any... How many 1-drops the deck plays? If I can find the deck list on MTG Goldfish. Still not a very popular deck, it seems. I can't find it. I can't find it. That's fine. I'm going to attempt to do nothing. Even though Chalice... Well... It's like playing against Storm, except I think I have a lot of cards that are good. No, but don't they bring in, like, Veil of Summer? Okay, let's bring in a few. I'll take out some Silvergill Adepts. Or maybe I'm just supposed to take out Namor just because it's so damn expensive. It's technically a combo matchup. Hand looks good. Our opponent's already exiling stuff. There goes one Cosmoglyph. Do they bring in Leyline of the Guild Pact? Okay, we're going to keep our hand. This has just infinite interaction and also the Harbinger of the Seas. Actually, the interaction is not so easy. Chancellor of the Dross is... oh, and... Oh, wow, there's a lot of stuff to be revealed here. Okay, Dross is going to reduce my life total, increase my opponent's life total, so their Spoils of the Vault is not so painful. That is not going to be affected by our Inquisition of Kozilek. I will snap counter that. And I will counter it with Force of Negation, I think. As dumb as that seems. Okay, I can play the Story Disruption. Because if they play, okay, Cosmogoyf is going to come down off of the Cavern of Souls. So it's not over yet. Oh, what the hell? They named Dragon. This is just transform into a completely different deck. That resolves. Because I just keep playing these things. I need to keep the Sink into Stupor to bounce the Leyline of the Guild Pact. It's a very unfortunate game all of a sudden. It's not over, but it's a bit ugly. Cosmogoyf. Disrupting Shoal that. This is every land type. I don't really have any plan for this. I need the Sink into Stupor. Yeah, I have no plan for this. I need the... what do I do here? I need to keep the Sink into Stupor in my hand to bounce the Leyline of the Guild Pact, so then I can maybe do something about the Scion. But at the same time, I can't keep this thing in my hand because I need to play this Harbinger of the Seas. Okay, let's just play cards and see what happens. Cavern of Souls is now offline. They have no fetch lands, right? Yeah, they have no fetch lands, so they rip this stupid basic swamp again. We would have gained one more turn if I don't play that Soporific Springs. Very frustrating. What is I drawing next turn? Nothing useful. Nothing useful. Huh. Huh. And then what's interesting is, like, they don't have any basic lands. I'm sorry, they don't have any, like, as far as I'm concerned, they don't have, like, triomes or anything like that. So if they don't have Leyline, that Scion really does nothing. It's like a really, really dead card. And they had the Cavern of Souls to, like, line it all up. Can Consign hit anything important? It hits, like, Scion of Draco, but is that, like, worth it? I can race the Scion. It's not impossible. In fact, I can put a Namor in front of it. I would love to go first. The hand is doable. It's doable. Exile a bunch of cards. Nothing good got exiled. It's all a bunch of good stuff. Sorry, it's all a bunch of bad stuff. Sort of looking at the number of Cosmogoyfs that are put into exile. So hopefully this hand doesn't fold to a Scion of Draco, because Namor can actually block the damn thing. And this plus a Lord, and we actually beat a Scion, strangely enough. Pact of Negation. Oh, they serum powdered again. Anytime you mulligan, this is in your hand, you may exile all the cards from your hand, then draw that many cards. Well, where'd all the cards go? I see like 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't see that many cards. Feel like some cards are missing. Okay, if they're going to start off with Leyline of the Guild Pact, I guess I'm going to start off with Hydroelectric Specimen coming to play tapped. I will not pay the life, so we can save ourselves some life if they are like hardcore on the Sign of Draco plan. Oh, Harbinger of the Seas. We also have Otawara to bounce the Leyline. And also we have Namor, which will make it easier. Inquisition me. Well, all you can take is a Force of Negation. Sure. Oh no, you can take anything! Oh, this was stupid. I thought, I looked at this like duress. They took my Harbinger of the Seas. Well, I've made this game is now infinitely harder. Okay, well, that was completely unnecessary. Just one on the spot. But you know what? I like to make things outrageously hard on myself for no reason. We're in decent shape here. So like we can counter a now with Flare of Denial, we can counter a Scion. We got some firepower here. Let's go Namor. Another basic land. How do they keep finding that damn basic land? Okay, we're gonna flare this. Sack. Our Hexcatcher. Gonna make a bunch of little babies out of this. And then we have a bunch of Force Negations that we'd love to just cast on anything. Well, I shouldn't have let... My opponent says that's a good top deck. Well, I shouldn't have let Inquisition resolve. Thought it was duress. Brain farted thinking it was duress. I gotta get back into the game here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, I'll attack for this much damage, and I guess we're just gonna Otawara the Leyline of the Guild Pact. Because I can still play the Force Negation either way. What does that do? It just deals it to a target. Yeah. Anyway, we got that nailed anyway. Anyhow, and we won the match. They had they had the second Scion, which is useless if they don't got the Leyline in play, and they know we got double Force Negation for it. All right, they go good games. Well, so far we're beating the decks we should beat, and we're losing to the decks we should lose to. But I would like to beat some of those decks that we lose to. That's the whole point of playing this thing. Namor, hopefully. I would like to see Namor in the run up against things like in Boros Energy and run up against things in Is It Prowess. But still good versus even combo decks like this. All right, that was round 4. Let's move on to round 5. Guess what, everyone? We won a die roll. This is our first die roll that we won today. We're going to keep this hand. Not really in love with this hand, but don't hate it either. We have lands, we've got spells, we got Silvergill Adepts with some 2-for-1s. Silvergill Adept, find us some gold. Find us the good stuff. We need the goodies. The goodies, I tell ya. Blood Crypt. The Moon Shadow. How is this? It enters with 6/-1. Whenever one or more permanents are put into your graveyard from anywhere, oh, you remove the counters. Sure. Well, this is gonna be awkward. We don't have any. We don't have any good interaction. Well, it's been a while, but I think this is a situation where we're just going to play a Lord every turn and dissuade our opponent. Because if we're choked on mana, I'd actually prefer to be playing a Lord every single turn. And then hopefully our opponent will be heavily dissuaded from doing anything. Like making it I want to dissuade our opponent from attacking us. Because we could swing back for potentially a lot more. Marauding Mako. Oh, is this just Hollow One? Whenever you discard one or more cards, put that made +1/+1 counters on the creature. Okay, it's Hollow One. I think it's Hollow One. Another Mako. Okay, everything triggers. So I'm slightly happier that I started off with the Lord, so we can just continue playing Lords. I guess I can sack this Force Negation to the Silvergill Adept and another Force Negation to the Sink into Stupor. And then we're just on defense for the most part. Although I don't think I have very good opportunities to block here. Or maybe I do. Let's see what happens. I sort of need to find... I mean, I could get got by a Street Wraith. Fortunately, I have nothing to hit with these Force of Negations. I have plenty of stuff to hit with, what's it called? Was this a Phoenix? I have plenty of things to hit with a Chalice of the Void. You know, I can't remember how the last Namor league went when I did on camera, but if I remember correctly, like I really wanted Chalice of the Void in the main, and I think maybe that is perhaps a direction I want to go with this deck. And like I could get rid of some Hex Catchers, I could get rid of some of those Mindspring Merfolks that I was talking about. Is this just an aura on the stack? Like, let's see, can I counter this? Awesome. Gone. You tried to fly, didn't you? We can still attack with the Moon Shadow. I'm not going to block. Oh, you don't want me to attack? You getting scared? It's Namor. It's Namor. Okay, let's get Namor in play. Namor big. Namor pretty big. And we've got, like, Force Negation. Ooh, not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. 5/6 flyer. Play a spell, I dare you. Play anything. Oh, you cycled that damn thing. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. I can't interact with that, unfortunately. Need the opponent to, like, play something. Well, I can block a 3/3. I'm just not going to block that 6/6. Now I need one. Now I need a Sink into Stupor. Like I need a random spell that that doesn't depend on my opponent playing something. Disrupting Shoal kind of does it. I will continue to do nothing, I think. Or do I start threatening an attack? I'm like a little concerned our opponent just has like lightning bolts and they're just going to play it at the end of our turn. That would just suck. Can I attack for 5? No, I can't attack for anything. I just can't do anything. But at the same time, if I do nothing, like, I feel like our opponent can just, like, attack with everything on their turn. And that's not good for me anyhow. Oops, that was a mistake. Should tap the Cavern of Souls. Yeah, they have Lightning Bolt. I can feel it. Well, let's attack with the 7/7, I guess. It's pretty big. So we can block everything on the ground here. Oh no, if they've got Lightning Bolt, so they bolt me still, and now I have to, like, double block this thing. Oh, I screwed that up. No! Please cycle something. Okay, they're cycling. That's fine. I can live with that. I don't like it, but I'll live with that. Okay, play a card. Play a card. Play a card. Yes! Yes! It's exactly... You fell right into my trap, opponent. You fell right into my trap. I wanted you to play that card. I wanted you to play that Faithless Looting. And we win the game. All they had to do was, like, attack with everything. I'd be in a bad spot. Okay, next. And for my next trick, Chalice, Dismember. Do I need Dismember? Yeah, probably Dismember is good. Hit Hollow One. Hit anything, really. Hit the Moon Shadows. Flare of Denial. How many? So I brought in a bunch of cards. I have to probably take out a bunch of cards. Take out Flare of Denial. It's less reliable. Take out Hexcatcher. I don't really like it. Maybe take out one Disrupting Shoal. But yeah, here's the thing. I still don't like these Mind Spring Merfolks. Maybe I just take out these. It's like the weakest link in the deck. How many creatures? I have 23 now. Oh, Sphaloon. Our curve is heavy, but I think that's okay. Do I really want that? Maybe not. Maybe we'll keep the Disrupting Shoal. What are we using the Shoal for, though? It's just a bunch of 1-drops, and I think it's just a bunch of 1-drops. Maybe Disrupting Shoal is worse than I think it is. Consign to Memory hits Hollow One. Ah, it's tough. It's tough. I don't know what to bring in. Okay, we'll keep the Flare of Denial then. Just play a 2-drop and sack it to counter something. His hand is unacceptable. It's just too many lands. I don't really like this hand either, but we'll keep it. Dump the Ottawa. Sure. Ooh, Chalice. Chalice is on the way. How to set up our hand then. I guess just play a land pass. Taxis for 1. No Bloxies. Interesting. Interesting how that all went down. Okay, we'll play a Chalice on 1 then. Hopefully there's no Abrade here or something. I guess there's an Abrade. Oh, it's Orcish Bowmasters. Okay. Well, that sort of sucks because I have my Sphaloon here. But Svelun will roadblock everything. And I mean everything. We're taking a lot of damage, though, unfortunately. What do I want to dismember? Probably the Bowmasters, all things considered. Okay, Hollow One gets cycled. Or maybe I'm just going to be forced to hit this thing. Oh, they decided they just can't beat a Svelun and a Chalice of the Void on one. And they decided to pack it up. All right, so we went 3-2. And I think there's a lot of room for improvement as my computer tries to struggle to load our beautiful 100 play points. So, first off, I do like the basic lands in place of the Glasspool Mimics because it was just too clunky. So if I were to change something, I think we're going to have Chalice of the Void in the main deck, and we're definitely going to scrap all the Mindspring Merfolks, put in 2 more Tide Shapers, and probably move the Hex Catchers to the sideboard, and we might even add maybe a Svelun to the main or another Lord to the main. And I don't know. I'll figure it out. We have probably a few more slots, and then maybe we even have like a creature that can interact with opponents' creatures, like Flood Pit's Drowner or something in the sideboard. I'm not entirely sure, but I do really like this sort of 2-for-1 strategy that we have here. I like it. I like it a lot. I feel like I'm more in control. Unfortunately, we're still not beating the decks that we lose to, but they do feel a little bit more close because we do have more control. I mean, if anything, maybe we just jam even more Sveluns in the main to recoup. We have Namor in the main as a means to justify all these 2-for-1s that we're doing to ourselves. Maybe having a few Sveluns in the main would also justify 2-for-1ing ourselves all over the place. But I don't know. For sure, every single time we lose, it's to a matchup where we would love to have Chalice of the Void in the main, whether it be Boros Energy or that Prowess matchup. We'd love to have Chalice in the main, and I think it would be just a better card, even though it's a colorless card and has anti-synergy with Flare of Denial, with the Disrupting Shoal. But I think it's just better than having a Mindspring Merfolk in the deck, because I think this has it's just too clunky. We're tapping out all the time. We can't afford to we can almost never afford to activate this thing. And as we saw in all 5 matchups, this card just doesn't do anything worthwhile. But those are my thoughts. This is where I think I want to be. I don't like Ether Vial in Modern anymore. And I just don't like Ether Vial. And maybe this is just a good way for me to go forward with playing Merfolk, and I just love the design around it. Not the mana base is still up in the air. Do I need this Hydroelectric Specimen? Although I don't know what else to replace it with. We already have 4 Dwari Disruption, 4 Sink into Stupors. And I admit we do need to have more lands that come into play untapped so that we can curve out. I don't know. So far we were able to curve out quite nicely to 3 mana, so that wasn't a problem. That's a good thing. If you love Namor, you got to hit the like button. You got to show some love to Namor. Namor won us a bunch of games, okay? We have to show respect to Namor, and I bet Namor can stand up to Boros Energy. We just have to give him a chance. Give the thumbs up to this deck, thumbs up to the channel, and this has been Nikachu, Merfolk Master, playing Namor Merfolk in Modern.